Welcome back to the Empowerment Library. In our last episode, we explored The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, where we learned how small routines shape our lives, organizations, and even societies. Today, we'll take that idea a step further with Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect. This book is all about how the little choices we make every single day, whether good or bad, quietly add up over time to create massive results. Hardy shows us that success isn't built on luck, big breaks, or overnight changes, but on discipline, consistency, and persistence. The beauty of the compound effect is that it works for everyone, no matter where you're starting from. By making small, smart decisions and sticking with them, you can completely transform your life, career, and relationships. So let's dive in and discover how the compound effect can help us create extraordinary results from ordinary actions.
Part 1. The Foundation of the Compound Effect. This section introduces the central principle of the compound effect. Small, consistent choices add up over time to create dramatic results. Hardy shows that success doesn't come from luck, talent, or single big decisions. It comes from everyday actions that compound quietly in the background. He emphasizes the power of responsibility and awareness, reminding us that we are the product of our past choices. Even the tiniest decisions, like what we eat, how we spend money, or how we use time, shape our destiny. Often, the results of good or bad choices are invisible at first, which is why people underestimate their importance. By taking ownership of our decisions and becoming mindful of our patterns, we can steer the compound effect in our favor. This part lays the groundwork for understanding how massive transformation is possible through simple, consistent effort.
Chapter 1: The Compound Effect in Action. Hardy introduces the central idea. Small, smart choices made consistently over time create radical results. Just like compound interest multiplies money, daily habits compound into success or failure. He contrasts two friends, one who makes small healthy choices and another who doesn't, and shows how, at first, the difference is invisible, but over months and years, the gap becomes enormous. Success doesn't come from big dramatic actions, but from steady discipline. He warns against the instant gratification mindset that makes people chase quick fixes instead of committing to the long game. Hardy insists that the compound effect is always at work, whether for or against you. The key is to harness it consciously by choosing small positive actions every day. This chapter sets the foundation. Success is not luck, but a result of consistent behavior compounded over time.
Chapter 2. Choices. This chapter emphasizes that every decision, big or small, shapes your destiny. Hardy argues that we are where we are today because of the choices we've made, whether consciously or unconsciously. Many choices seem insignificant in the moment, like what to eat for lunch or whether to skip a workout, but over time, they compound into health, success, or failure. The problem is that bad choices often have no immediate consequences, making them easy to ignore. Hardy encourages readers to wake up to their daily decision-making and take full responsibility, avoiding blame or excuses. He also stresses the importance of awareness, since we can't change what we don't notice. By tracking habits and becoming mindful of patterns, people can start making small, intentional adjustments. This chapter shows that choice is the steering wheel of the compound effect, and our future depends on how we use it.
Part 2: Building Success Habits and Momentum. The second section dives into the mechanics of turning choices into habits and then leveraging momentum. Hardy explains that habits automate behavior, making it easier to stay on track without relying on willpower every day. He stresses starting small. Tiny routines compound into powerful rituals that define success. Once positive habits are in place, consistency builds momentum, or what Hardy calls the big MO. Like a train, progress may be slow at first, but with enough persistence, it becomes unstoppable. Many people fail because they quit too early, not realizing momentum was about to kick in. Hardy shows that discipline and persistence are the engines that keep habits alive until momentum takes over. This section is all about mastering routines and building unstoppable forward motion.
Chapter 3, Habits. Here Hardy explains how habits shape our destiny, since they automate our choices. Once a habit is formed, it runs on autopilot, for better or worse. He describes how successful people deliberately build empowering habits while breaking destructive ones. Hardy acknowledges that changing habits takes willpower at first, but over time, routines become easier as they get ingrained. He suggests starting small. Tiny steps are more sustainable and build momentum. He emphasizes rituals like morning routines, reading, and exercise as cornerstones of success. Hardy also points out the importance of environment, since our surroundings can reinforce good or bad habits. The lesson is clear: if you want to change your life, start by changing your daily habits, because over time they compound into your identity and outcomes. Habits aren't destiny, they are choices repeated consistently.
Chapter 4, Momentum, the Big MO. This chapter introduces the idea of the Big MO, momentum. Hardy compares success to a train. It's hard to get moving at first, but once it gains momentum, it becomes nearly unstoppable. Momentum is created by consistent effort, discipline, and routine. The problem is that most people quit too early, right before momentum kicks in. Hardy stresses the importance of sticking with positive actions long enough to see results, even if progress seems invisible at first. Once momentum builds, success accelerates naturally because good habits reinforce each other. Hardy uses examples of athletes, businesses, and personal stories to show how momentum multiplies results. He also warns that momentum can work in the opposite direction. Negative behaviors gain force if left unchecked. The takeaway: persistence and consistency are the keys to building unstoppable momentum, and once it's on your side, success becomes much easier.
Part 3. Maximizing Growth and Acceleration. In the final section, Hardy shifts focus to the external and advanced factors that accelerate success. He highlights the power of influences, what we read, the people we associate with, and the environments we create. These forces either lift us higher or pull us down, so success requires consciously choosing positive inputs and supportive relationships. Hardy also emphasizes the importance of going beyond the ordinary by pushing just a little harder, even when it's uncomfortable. This is where the compound effect multiplies. Small extra efforts, repeated consistently, separate high achievers from the rest. With the right habits, influences, and mindset, growth accelerates beyond what seems possible. The message is clear: if you stay consistent, surround yourself with the right influences, and push a little beyond average, the compound effect will deliver extraordinary results.
Chapter 5, Influences. Hardy explains that our success is deeply shaped by 3 types of influences: what we allow into our mind, the people we spend time with, and our environment. First, the information we consume, books, shows, conversations, affects our mindset and choices. Second, our social circle plays a huge role. We become like the people we spend the most time with. Hardy advises surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and limiting time with those who drain you. Third, our physical environment either supports or sabotages our goals. For example, keeping junk food at home makes it harder to eat healthy. Hardy emphasizes that we must consciously design our influences instead of letting them shape us passively. By choosing positive input, supportive relationships, and empowering environments, we create conditions where success can flourish.
Chapter 6. Acceleration. In the final chapter, Hardy discusses how to go beyond the ordinary and achieve extraordinary results. The key is to push yourself slightly further than expected, even when it's uncomfortable. He explains the principle of going the extra mile, doing more than others are willing to do, which compounds into massive advantages over time. Hardy uses examples from sports and business to show how those who consistently give just a little extra separate themselves from the competition. He stresses that greatness comes from discipline, sacrifice, and persistence, not shortcuts. The compound effect accelerates when effort, positive habits, and influences work together. Hardy encourages readers to stay patient, keep stretching their limits, and trust the long game. By consistently applying just a bit more effort than average, you create extraordinary results that others mistake for talent or luck.
Conclusion. Hardy closes by reminding readers that success is not about luck, talent, or big breaks. It's about small, smart choices repeated consistently. The compound effect is always in motion, and it's up to us whether it works for us or against us. He challenges readers to take ownership, stop making excuses, and start making intentional daily decisions. The path to success is simple, but not easy. It requires awareness, discipline, and persistence. Hardy leaves us with a powerful message. The life you want is built through the choices you make every day, and if you stay consistent, the compound effect will eventually bring extraordinary rewards.
That brings us to the end of Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect. We've learned that massive success doesn't come from dramatic changes or overnight wins. It comes from the small, consistent choices we make every day. When we build good habits, stay disciplined, and harness momentum, the compound effect works silently in our favor, creating results far greater than we imagined. Thank you for joining us on this journey with the Empowerment Library. In our next episode, we'll switch gears and dive into investing with Peter Lynch's classic One-Up on Wall Street. It's a powerful guide on how ordinary investors can achieve extraordinary results in the stock market. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned.